Hi guys, it's Catherine from A Perfect Place to Start. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Let's get started on today's DIYs. For this ornament, we're going to make a baking ornament, and I got one of these rectangular ornaments from the Dollar Tree. I'm using some cinnamon sticks. Mine came from the Hobby Lobby, but you can get them at Dollar Tree as well. I broke them in half, or really not half, I just broke them into pieces and added them to the ornament. I got these really cute buttons at Hobby Lobby. They're 60% off now, and they have so many different shapes. But we're going to add these little trees and I think there's like a little gingerbread man. They look like cookie cutters, and then we're going to add these just plain green and red ones. I also got the gingerbread men cutouts from the Dollar Tree in the Christmas section, and we're going to cover them with some brown paint that's watered down with some water just to give it a stain color. It'll lighten up as it dries. I do go ahead and do both sides of the gingerbread men. And then we're going to use a paint marker to add just the little bits of frosting to the legs, arms, and face. So this is just a really easy process. And then once I get those into the ornament, I took some ribbon. I think this came from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to make an awareness bow. We're going to glue that up at the top of our ornament, and then I found this little Mrs. Claus also in the button area at Hobby Lobby. We're going to add her to the top, and then here it is. This one is my favorite of the day. Let me know what you think about this one.
Underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree tomorrow.
For this ornament, we're going to create an elf ornament, and this was inspired by like a jar gift idea that I saw on Pinterest, but they had green M&Ms in a mason jar, and I thought, oh, we'll use pom-poms and do the same thing. So I added green pom-poms to one of those like mason jar ornaments from the Dollar Tree, and I had these green buttons in my stash. I just added them to the front, and then we're using some ribbon to cover up the silver part up on the top, just red ribbon like the elf's or Buddy the elf like he wears in his costume. And then I'm going to go ahead and make another awareness bow, and we're going to glue that into the middle of this piece of ribbon that we already glued to the top. So this is just really easy. We're just going to hot glue those together. It's one of my favorite bows, like if I'm in a hurry or I just have a small project. It works really well for those kind of projects. But we're just going to go ahead and glue it together, and then I always like to add something in the middle for these because it always looks like it's unfinished. So I decided to add a red button here up at the top, but here it is styled for you guys. Let me know what you think about this one.
It's Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay.
For this ornament, we're going to be making a book page ornament. I've made several of these for gifts. They are super easy and they're definitely customizable. For this one, I just picked up a book at the Dollar Tree, but you can get books at thrift stores or just books that you have that maybe are falling apart, and rather than throwing them away, you want to do something like this. I have a friend who teaches kindergarten who loves Dr. Seuss, and I had some Dr. Seuss books that had seen better days when I taught elementary, and so I did the same thing with those books. They were so colorful, and it's a super fun and customized gift. But all you're going to do is take out some pages. You're going to use your scissors to make some curlicues with your book pages, and then you're just going to stick them into the ornament. So I'm using one of the really large ornaments that they have at Dollar Tree. This one comes just one by itself, but if you get the smaller ones, you can get two for $1.25, which is a really good deal. I have given these away as gifts also for my students one year with a little tag that said go on an adventure. So there's just a lot of ideas that you can do with this. I'm just going to use these little snowflake picks that came off a evergreen pick that I got from Joann's. I'm just going to add it here, and then I'm going to take some Merry Christmas ribbon. I made another awareness bow. I'm just going to glue it right here, and then let me know what you guys think about this one.
Holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you.
ornament, we're going to make a woodland ornament, and I got these like wood stem pieces at Hobby Lobby in the Christmas section, so they are 60% off. I know Dollar Tree sells something similar. We're going to use a big bulb again from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to add several of these pieces. Now I like to keep the bigger stems because they make really good stems for other things like pumpkins and things like that, but the little ones, I went ahead and put several of those in there. I also had these pine cones left over from like a couple years ago. They're just tiny pine cones. I'm going to go ahead and add those to this as well. I believe that Hobby Lobby also sells some tiny pine cones. And sometimes Dollar Tree will have like a little cinnamon potpourri set that you can also use. So this ribbon was in my stash, and all I'm going to do is cut it in half because it's a little big for a bow at the top of our ornament. I went ahead and dovetailed the ends, and then I'm going to make an awareness bow out of this one section, not both sections, and we're going to glue it up at the top. So like I said, these are really easy, and this time I used some twine in the middle rather than hot gluing, so it has a little bunched look there instead of just hot glue. But we're just going to glue that right up at the top, and then just for a little bit of extra we're going to take a couple more of those little tiny pine cones, and we're going to glue those in between the middle just to kind of cover up the twine. If you don't have the mini pine cones, this is still adorable. So let me know what you think about this one.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by.
For this ornament, we're going to make an I Spy ornament, and it was kind of inspired by those little I Spy bags my kids had when they were little. But these buttons, I'm telling you, they're adorable. Again, they're at Hobby Lobby in the Christmas area, but I picked up 2 packs of the nativity ones, and then I also got these shepherds that had camel. I went ahead and put all of them into a big bulb. Now, you could also use the mason jar ones here, and you can use a little bit bigger buttons like the Santa and Mrs. Claus would fit in the mason jar one as well. I'm adding this fake snow. Mine came from the Dollar Tree. This was just a leftover bag, but they do have it again this year. And then I'm taking this gift tag and I'm going to trace it onto some brown craft paper. That way I can write on the back of the brown craft paper like what we're looking for in the ornament. So I've got Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, camel, the wise men, and then we're going to glue, well, I tied that one to the top, and then I just made a quick awareness bow again to glue up at the top. And then this is really fun because you can shake it up and find the people inside the ornament. Let me know what you think about this one.
It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas.
For this ornament, we're going to make a bell ornament, and this is super easy. All I did was take a bag of red bells that came from the Dollar Tree and one of these smaller ornaments that you get there that come in the 2-pack, and I just added the bells to the ornament. Then I'm taking my ribbon and I decided to make a shabby bow for this one. So I cut off about 6 pieces and then another piece a little bit longer so that I can tie that one in the middle. I just lay them out crisscross like this. You can use different colors if you want to. If you've watched me for a long time, I use these a lot on my channel because they're my favorite bow. But we're just going to take another piece of ribbon, tie that in the middle, and then we'll just cut off a little bit of the excess that's a little bit longer on one side. But then we already have a middle section taken care of for our bow. And all we're going to do is add that to the top and add a hanger, and then let me know what you think about this one.
In a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we perfect.
For this ornament, we're going to make a Grinch ornament, and I have one of those bulbs again. This is the smaller one. We're going to take some green pom-poms. Mine came from Hobby Lobby, and they do go on sale every once in a while, but I'm going to fill up this whole bulb with the green pom-poms. Then I took one red pom-pom and we're just going to stick it down in there for the Grinch's heart. And then that is it for the inside of this one. We're just going to add the top back on. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a very hard time with those. But once I get it back on, I'm just going to add my ribbon, and then that is it for this one. Let me know what you think about it. For this ornament, we're going to make a simple snowman. So all we're going to do is take another one of those smaller bulbs, add some white pom-poms. These came from the Dollar Tree. We're just going to fill it up as much as you want. You can have a ton in there or you can have a little bit in there. And then I took some vinyl from the Dollar Tree and I cut it into a triangle, and then I just added it to the front. I didn't add eyes or a mouth for this one, but you definitely could if you want. You could use some black vinyl there. I did take some black ribbon that I had in my stash and I wrapped it around the top a couple times because this ribbon is pretty sheer, but I was going for the illusion of a hat here. And then I added that same ribbon to the hanger part just to give it a little bit more pizzazz, I guess, rather than the silver one. But here it is. Let me know what you think about this one.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you.
For this ornament, we're going to make a paper ornament, and we're using some scrapbook paper. This is just scrapbook paper I had in my stash that was just some scraps. I'm going to use the same technique I did earlier with the book page, and I'm just going to cut them into strips and then do the same technique with my scissors. Now, my scrapbook paper has white on the other side, but they do sell scrapbook paper that is double-sided. So if you wanted to do this with scrapbook paper that is double-sided, that way you get two looks on the inside, you definitely could do that. Wrapping paper is something else that you can curl with scissors that works well in an ornament like this. But all we did was add two different types of scrapbook paper in there. Then I took some of this red sparkly ribbon that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue it here to this metal light bulb bottom part. I'm going to wrap it around several times to cover the light bulb piece. So I want all of the silver part to be not showing. And then I'm going to make another awareness bow just to go up at the top here to give it a little extra, as I like to say. But that is it for this one, and you can customize this one with any kind of scrapbook paper you like. Let me know what you think about it.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first.
I put another video right here if you want to keep on crafting with me, and as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends!
Everything will be okay, 'cause all I